I thought it was a great show, and the amazing thing about it was, I think the parallels between the politics of the 70s and the politics of now are so uncanny. I mean, back in the 70s, you had a government which had no majority, which was hanging by a thread. It could lose at any moment because it didn't have that majority. And there was this real frustration that you couldn't get any business done. And guess what? That's what it's like nowadays in the politics of 2018. The only difference is, I think, so far we've had no changes of party leaders in this present period in politics. The other thing is, I don't think there is the tribalism and the nastiness which you saw in the 70s. People I know who worked in the 70s say that politics in the 70s was far more tribal. They really did hate each other. They really did have fist fights. Nowadays in Parliament, it's a much nicer place, despite what people may say in public. MPs from different parties do actually get on quite well, and they work together and they socialise together, certainly away from the cameras. But in the 70s, that tribalism, that rawness, that real hatred which is portrayed in this play, that was, I understand, very, very real indeed. It's a very realistic set. I mean, this looks just like the House of Commons. It really does. And the funny thing about the House of Commons is, when you see it from afar, as if when you're sitting in the audience, it seems to be a very large chamber, and yet when you actually get into it, both here on stage and in the real House of Commons, it actually feels quite small. And that sort of makes the whole atmosphere of the Commons really something quite special, because when you have arguments, when people are shouting at each other, when they are arguing with each other, the sound really carries, and that comes across very much in the play, and that's what it's like in real life as well. I think this show could appeal to all age groups. It'll appeal to students of political history who have read about those tumultuous days in the 70s, who can now actually see it played out, because of course in the 70s we had no television cameras in Parliament, so a lot of the drama which has been written about could never actually be seen by the public. They had to use their own imagination. And the great thing about this play is it brings to life what was going on in the 70s, and a lot of the drama which was taking place on the floor of the House, which wasn't recorded because we didn't have television cameras in those days, is enacted on this stage in very dramatic and I think very honest fashion.